Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Abraham Lincoln wheat penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins in American history, the United States 1 cent from 1957. It might seem like a small, everyday coin, but trust me, there's more to it than meets the eye. So grab your magnifying glasses, because by the end of this video, you'll see this coin in a whole new light. Not only will we explore its historical significance, but we'll also uncover its incredible value in today's collector market. Stick with us until the end for the big reveal, you won't want to miss it. Let's start by setting the stage with a bit of history. The year 1957 was a pivotal moment in American history. The United States was still recovering from the aftermath of World War II, and the economy was entering a new period of prosperity. In the midst of this post-war economic boom, the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins for circulation, including the iconic 1 cent coin. But little did anyone know that this humble coin would eventually capture the attention of collectors all over the world. Now, the 1957 1 cent coin is part of the larger series of Lincoln cents, a series that has been in circulation since 1909. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, has been featured on the obverse, front, of the coin since its inception, and his image continues to be one of the most recognized in numismatic history. However, the 1957 version of this coin carries its own unique charm and significance. The design on the obverse side of the 1957 1 cent coin features a beautifully rendered portrait of Abraham Lincoln, facing to the right. Lincoln's solemn expression reflects his legacy as a leader who guided the nation through one of its most difficult periods, the Civil War. The inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," are elegantly placed around the portrait, while the year, 1957, is inscribed below Lincoln's image. There's also a small mint mark located to the right of Lincoln's bust, which will become important in determining the coin's rarity and value. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the image of 2 wheat stalks, which is why this coin is often referred to as a wheat penny. The wheat design has been a hallmark of the Lincoln cent series, appearing on the reverse side from 1909 until 1958. The words "E pluribus unum," Latin for "out of many, one," appear at the top, and at the bottom, you'll see the inscription "United States of America," along with the denomination 1 cent. It's a simple but powerful design that highlights both American unity and the agricultural heritage that was so important at the time. While the coin itself might seem straightforward, it holds deeper meaning when you consider the context in which it was minted. By 1957, the United States was undergoing significant changes. The Cold War was intensifying, the space race was just beginning, and the civil rights movement was gaining momentum. This was a time of change and challenge for the country, and the 1 cent coin from 1957 acts as a small but poignant reminder of those times. Let's now move on to some technical details about this coin. The 1957 1 cent coin was struck in copper, just like most of the Lincoln cents minted during this period. The U.S. Mint produced these coins in large quantities, and they were widely circulated across the country. However, due to the sheer volume of coins produced, many of these 1 cent pieces were subjected to wear and tear as they traveled through pockets and change jars. As a result, finding a 1957 1 cent coin in pristine or uncirculated condition has become increasingly rare. The condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. If the coin shows signs of wear, like scratches, discoloration, or flattened features, its value will be considerably lower. On the other hand, if you happen to have a 1957 1 cent coin in mint or near mint condition, you could be sitting on a real treasure. But even more exciting is the possibility of finding a 1957 1 cent coin with a rare minting error. Minting errors are fascinating to coin collectors because they make each coin unique. A slight misalignment of the die, an off-center strike, or even a doubled die can make a coin incredibly valuable. These errors are typically not common, but they do occur from time to time during the minting process. If you come across a 1957 coin with an unusual feature, it could be worth significantly more than a regular coin. That's part of what makes collecting so thrilling. There's always the possibility of uncovering something truly exceptional. Now, I know you've been waiting for it, and it's time for the big reveal. Just how much is a 1957 1-cent coin worth today? If you've got one in perfect, uncirculated condition, or even one with a rare minting error, your coin could fetch an astounding amount. We're talking about a value of $61,000 for a single coin. Yes, you heard that right, $61,000. This is a far cry from the coin's face value of just 1 cent, and it goes to show just how much the world of coin collecting can surprise you. Coins like the 1957 1 cent are sought after by collectors not only for their rarity but also for their historical significance and connection to American heritage. So, if you happen to have one of these coins in your collection, or if you stumble upon one at a garage sale or flea market, make sure to check its condition closely. You could be holding a rare and valuable piece of history. Before we wrap up, remember that the value of a coin is always influenced by demand, rarity, and condition. If you're a new collector, always make sure to educate yourself on how to properly handle and store your coins to preserve their value. Keep them in a safe, dry place, away from harsh light or extreme temperatures, and use the appropriate tools when examining them to avoid damaging them further. Top 2, we're going to dive into one of the most interesting coins in American history, the United States 1 cent from 1949. At first glance, it might seem like just another penny, but this little coin holds a fascinating history and can be worth far more than you might expect. Stick with us through this journey, and by the end of the video, you'll be amazed at the value this 1949 penny can command today. Let's travel back to 1949 for a moment. The world was still recovering from the devastation of World War II, and the United States was entering a period of growth and prosperity. It was a time of great change, both globally and domestically. In the U.S., the economy was shifting from wartime production to peacetime prosperity. Families were moving into suburban homes, and the baby boom was in full swing. The country was also beginning to see the rise of consumer culture and new technologies that would change the way people lived. It was against this backdrop that the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins, including the 1-cent coin, or the Lincoln penny, which had been in circulation since 1909. The 1949 version of the penny is a part of this long-standing tradition, but it's also unique in its own way. To understand why, we need to take a closer look at its design and the role it played in American history. The design of the 1949 1-cent coin is one that many of you will recognize if you've ever seen a Lincoln penny. On the obverse, or front side, the coin features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln, who served as the 16th President of the United States, is shown facing to the right, his face marked by wisdom and strength. This image has been a part of the Lincoln Cent series since its inception in 1909, and it remains one of the most recognizable faces on American coinage. Surrounding Lincoln's image are the words, "Liberty," on the left side, "In God We Trust," on the top, and the year, 1949, just below the portrait. Lincoln's presence on the coin is a reminder of the importance of leadership during one of the most turbulent periods in U.S. history, the Civil War. His legacy continues to be honored by this coin, which has been in circulation for more than a century. But as significant as Lincoln's image is, the reverse side of the coin also holds some interesting details. On the reverse of the 1949 penny, you'll find the familiar image of 2 stalks of wheat, which is why the coin is often referred to as a wheat penny. The design of the wheat stalks has been part of the Lincoln Cent series since 1909 and remained in place until 1958. The words "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one," appear at the top, while the bottom of the coin bears the inscription "United States of America," along with the coin's denomination, 1 cent. The simplicity of the design reflects the agrarian roots of the nation. As wheat has long been a symbol of America's agricultural heritage, the coin is made from copper, as were most of the Lincoln cents minted during this period. The 1949 penny was produced in large quantities, with billions of them circulating across the United States. However, like many coins of the time, the 1949 penny was subject to wear and tear. It's not uncommon to find these coins with signs of heavy use, such as scratches, discoloration, or flattening of the design. These factors can lower the value of the coin, especially when it comes to coins that have been passed down through generations or collected in bulk. But here's where things get interesting. Despite the large number of 1949 pennies that were minted, finding one in pristine or near mint condition is actually quite rare. Over the years, many of these coins have been worn down from years of circulation, making high-quality examples harder to come by. That's what makes the 1949 penny so appealing to collectors. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. A coin's value is largely determined by how well it has been preserved. If you happen to find a 1949 penny that is in excellent condition, with clear details and little to no signs of wear, it could be worth far more than you might think. And if you're lucky enough to find a coin with a minting error, such as a doubled die or a misaligned strike, your 1949 penny could be worth even more. Minting errors are a rare but fascinating aspect of coin collecting. They occur when something goes wrong during the production process, leading to unique features on the coin. For example, a double die error happens when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned, causing some of the design elements to appear more than once. Other errors, like off-center strikes or die cracks, can make a coin even more valuable to collectors. These errors are often one of a kind, making them highly sought after in the numismatic world. Now, I know you're all eagerly waiting for the big reveal. How much can a 1949 penny be worth today? Well, if you happen to have a 1949 penny in near mint condition, or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a jaw-dropping value. Some of these coins have sold for as much as $66,000, yes, you heard that right, $66,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that a coin that once only had a value of 1 cent could now command such a high price. The value of the 1949 penny is a testament to how rare, well-preserved coins can increase in value over time. And for collectors, finding a 1949 penny in exceptional condition, or with a unique minting error, could mean a major windfall. So, the next time you're sorting through your coin collection, keep an eye out for those 1949 pennies. With a little luck and some careful examination, you might just find yourself holding a coin that's worth far more than its face value. And as always, if you come across a rare coin, make sure to get it appraised by a professional to determine its true value. Top 3, we're going to uncover the incredible story behind one of the most sought-after pennies in American history, the United States 1 cent from 1944. At first glance, this coin might look like just another penny from the past, but if you look closer, you'll discover that it's a piece of history that could be worth far more than you might expect. By the end of this video, you'll be stunned by the true value of the 1944 penny, and you might even look at your coin collection in a new light. Stick around, and let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1944 1-cent coin. The year 1944 was a significant time in the United States and the world. World War II was in full swing, and the country was deeply entrenched in the war effort. The U.S. government needed to ensure that it had enough resources to support its military and supply the growing demands of war. As a result, the country saw major changes in its production methods, including the materials used for coinage. The 1944 penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which has been in circulation since 1909. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, has appeared on the obverse, front, of the coin since its creation, and his image continues to be one of the most iconic and enduring symbols on U.S. currency. But the 1944 version of the Lincoln penny is special, primarily because of the unique material used to strike the coins during the war. Due to wartime shortages of copper, the U.S. Mint had to find an alternative metal to use for producing pennies in 1943. That year, the Mint struck pennies made of steel, which was much more readily available. However, by 1944, copper supplies had returned to normal, and the U.S. Mint resumed striking pennies in the familiar copper alloy. But there was a twist. During 1944, some pennies were still struck with a mixture that included the leftover steel planchets from the previous year. These pennies are now considered incredibly rare and highly valuable among collectors. So, what makes the 1944 penny so special, aside from the intriguing history behind its production? Let's start by taking a closer look at its design. On the obverse of the 1944 Lincoln cent, you'll find the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This iconic image, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has been featured on the Lincoln cent series since 1909. Lincoln is shown in profile, facing right, with his distinguished features captured in incredible detail. Surrounding Lincoln's portrait are the words, "Liberty," on the left, "In God We Trust," along the top, and the year, 1944, just beneath his image. The reverse of the 1944 penny features a pair of stalks of wheat, a design that was used on the Lincoln cent from 1909 to 1958. The wheat stalks, which are located on either side of the words, 1 cent, represent the agricultural backbone of America. Above the wheat, you'll find the Latin motto, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, and below the wheat stalks is the inscription, United States of America. What makes the 1944 Lincoln cent so interesting is the fact that the wartime penny, struck from steel in 1943, is an anomaly in the series. Because the U.S. Mint was still using leftover steel planchets from 1943, some of the 1944 pennies were accidentally struck on steel blanks instead of the usual copper. These steel pennies are much rarer than their copper counterparts and are highly sought after by collectors. In fact, some of these coins are worth thousands of dollars due to their rarity. In addition to the steel issue, there are other factors that make the 1944 penny desirable to collectors. The coin was minted in large numbers, over 1 billion pennies were produced that year, but finding one in excellent condition can be a challenge. Over time, most of the 1944 pennies that circulated were heavily worn, and it's difficult to find a high-grade coin with sharp details and minimal wear. Coins that are well preserved are always in demand, and they tend to command higher prices in the marketplace. Another key factor to consider when evaluating the value of a 1944 penny is the presence of any minting errors. Minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies, are always of interest to collectors. These unique characteristics can make a coin even more valuable, as they are often one of a kind. If you happen to find a 1944 penny with a minting error, it could drastically increase the coin's value, so be sure to inspect it carefully for any unusual traits. Now, I'm sure you're wondering just how much a 1944 penny could be worth in today's market. The value of a 1944 penny can vary greatly depending on its condition, material, and any potential minting errors. If you have a 1944 penny made of steel, you're in luck, as these coins are incredibly rare. But even if you have a copper version of the 1944 penny in excellent condition, you could still be holding a valuable piece of history. So, here's the moment you've all been waiting for, the value reveal. If you have a 1944 penny in uncirculated or near mint condition, or even one with a rare steel variant or minting error, your coin could be worth an astonishing $69,000. Yes, you heard that right, $69,000 for a single penny. It's a remarkable amount for a coin that once only had a value of 1 cent. This stunning value underscores just how important it is to preserve your coins in the best possible condition. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, always remember that the condition and rarity of a coin play a significant role in determining its worth. If you ever come across a 1944 penny, be sure to give it a close inspection to see if it holds any special traits that could increase its value. Top 4. This video will blow your mind. We're about to explore the United States 1 cent from 1975, a seemingly ordinary coin that might just be worth more than you think. You won't want to miss this deep dive into its fascinating history, unique design, and the reasons why it commands such a high value in the coin collecting world. Stick with us, and by the end of this video, you'll have a whole new appreciation for this little copper treasure. Let's set the scene and take ourselves back to 1975. The United States, like much of the world, was experiencing a mix of social and economic change. The aftermath of the Vietnam War still loomed over the nation, and the country was transitioning through the post-war boom and into a new era of politics, culture, and economics. The 1970s were a time of transformation, as Americans were experiencing new technologies, cultural shifts, and even inflationary pressures. For the United States Mint, 1975 marked the continued production of the Lincoln cent, which had been a staple of American coinage since 1909. However, this particular year would become notable for collectors, thanks to some unique factors that set the 1975 penny apart from other years in the series. As we take a closer look at this coin, you'll see why it's more than just a simple reminder of the past. It's a piece of history that's highly coveted by numismatists. Now, let's examine the design of the 1975 Lincoln cent, which is largely consistent with the traditional Lincoln cent design that has endured for decades. On the obverse side, we see a familiar and iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln. Lincoln's face is captured in profile, reflecting the wisdom and strength that he embodied during one of the most turbulent times in U.S. history, the Civil War. This striking image was first designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 and continues to represent the values of the United States on the penny to this day. Surrounding Lincoln's portrait are the words, "Liberty," to the left, "In God We Trust," above, and the year of minting, 1975, below. However, the reverse side of the 1975 penny holds something special. The reverse features the iconic wheat stalks, a design that had been a part of the Lincoln cent since its first issuance in 1909. These two stalks of wheat are placed on either side of the words, "1 cent," which are prominently displayed at the center. The design also includes the phrase, "United States of America," along the top, with the words, "E pluribus unum" beneath the wheat stalks, meaning, out of many, one. At first glance, the 1975 penny might seem like just another coin in circulation, but there's an interesting historical context behind this specific year. In 1975, the United States Mint made a significant decision to alter the design of the Lincoln cent to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. In the following year, the 1976 bicentennial coins would feature a redesign, but the 1975 coin is often linked to the build-up to these commemorative changes. While the penny's design remained the same in 1975, the fact that it was struck during such a transitional period in U.S. history gives it a unique place in the broader context of American coinage. The 1975 penny was struck in copper, like the majority of pennies that came before it, but it wasn't without its challenges. As coin production continued to rise, the United States Mint had to deal with an increasing demand for coins, including the 1-cent pieces, to meet the needs of daily transactions. Despite the widespread circulation of these coins, not all of them were able to maintain the quality and condition needed for collectors to be interested in them. Over the years, many 1975 pennies have been heavily circulated, showing signs of wear and damage. As is often the case with older coins, finding one in pristine condition becomes increasingly difficult, but what sets the 1975 penny apart in the world of numismatics is the rarity of high-quality, well-preserved coins from this year. The 1975 pennies that have survived in uncirculated or near-mint condition are far less common than you might think. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything, and this coin is no exception. The best examples of the 1975 penny, those in pristine condition with no signs of wear, are highly sought after by collectors, which is one of the primary reasons the value of these coins has risen dramatically over the years. The appeal of the 1975 penny is further heightened by the existence of certain variants, particularly those with unique minting errors. Errors are a fascinating aspect of coin collecting, and they occur when something goes wrong during the production process. For the 1975 penny, errors could include off-center strikes, doubled dies, or even coins struck on incorrect planchets. Minting errors are highly coveted in the collecting community because they add a level of rarity and uniqueness to the coin that you can't find in standard issue pieces. These types of errors can drastically increase the value of a coin, sometimes by hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One of the most common errors found in the 1975 penny is the double die variety. In this error, the design on the coin, particularly the date or lettering, appears to be double due to a mistake during the minting process. These coins are extremely rare and highly valued by collectors because they're one of a kind and add a distinct characteristic to an otherwise common coin. If you have a 1975 penny with this type of error, you could be holding a valuable gem in your collection. Now, I know you're probably wondering how much a 1975 penny can be worth in today's market. The answer is, quite a lot more than you might expect. If you have a well-preserved 1975 penny, particularly one that has survived in uncirculated or near-mint condition, you could be sitting on a coin worth a surprising amount. And if your coin has one of the rare minting errors mentioned earlier, the value could go up exponentially. The highest prices for 1975 pennies have reached as much as $59,000. That's right, $59,000 for a single penny. It's amazing to think that something as small as a 1-cent coin could hold such incredible value. This value is a reminder of how much rarity, condition, and historical significance can impact the worth of a coin. The 1975 penny is a great example of how something that might seem mundane at first glance can actually hold immense value in the world of coin collecting. If you happen to have a 1975 penny in your collection, make sure to examine it closely. Look for any signs of wear, errors, or unique features that might set it apart from the standard coins in circulation. A little attention to detail could lead to an unexpected discovery that might just be worth thousands of dollars. Top 5 and last, we're about to delve into the world of American coins, focusing on a particular gem, the United States 1 cent from 1979. At first glance, this coin might seem like just another penny from the late 20th century, but you'd be surprised at how much history and value can be packed into something so small. By the end of this video, you'll not only appreciate this coin for its historical significance but also understand why it holds such appeal among collectors. Stick around, because the value of this coin will leave you amazed. To understand the 1979 penny, we need to go back in time and take a look at what was happening in the United States in that year. The 1970s were a time of significant change for the country. The decade began with the end of the Vietnam War, continued through the Watergate scandal, and saw a wave of economic challenges, including inflation and energy crises. By the time 1979 rolled around, the country was beginning to see the full impact of these events. On the political front, President Jimmy Carter had taken office, and his administration focused on addressing domestic issues such as inflation, energy conservation, and the growing concerns over America's role in global politics. Amid all this change, the United States Mint was still producing coinage to meet the demands of a growing economy. The 1979 penny, or 1-cent coin, continued to carry the design that had been in circulation since 1909, featuring the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. But the 1979 penny stands out due to a combination of factors that make it unique in the world of coin collecting. Let's start with the design. The 1979 penny, like all pennies minted from 1909 onward, features a profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side. The portrait of Lincoln, created by sculptor Victor David Brenner, has become one of the most recognizable and enduring images in American coinage. His distinguished face, captured in profile, serves as a constant reminder of Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War and his commitment to preserving the Union. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find the traditional image of 2 wheat stalks framing the words, 1 cent. The wheat design, first introduced in 1909 to symbolize the agricultural strength of the United States, remained on the reverse of the penny until 1958. After that, the design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial, but the 1979 penny still carries the original wheat stalks, making it part of a series that collectors deeply value. However, what sets the 1979 penny apart from others is the history surrounding its production. By the late 1970s, the United States Mint had been experiencing some issues with the penny's design and production. One of the biggest concerns was the increasing cost of copper, which was the primary metal used to strike pennies. To combat this rising cost, the Mint had already begun experimenting with using different alloys, and the 1979 penny was one of the last to be struck using the traditional copper composition before the mint switched to a copper-plated zinc version in the early 1980s. But the 1979 penny wasn't just a part of a broader shift in materials. It was also produced during a time of change in the mint's production methods. During the 1970s, the mint was ramping up its production of coins to meet growing demand, especially as the U.S. population expanded. As a result, the quality control process wasn't always perfect, leading to the creation of some very interesting and rare variations of the 1979 penny. One of the key factors that make the 1979 penny so appealing to collectors is the presence of certain minting errors and variations that occurred during its production. Minting errors can happen when something goes wrong during the process of striking the coins, and they often lead to one-of-a-kind pieces that are highly sought after. For example, some 1979 pennies were struck on the wrong planchets or have double dies, where the design appears to be duplicated or shifted due to a misalignment of the dies during production. One of the most famous variations of the 1979 penny is known as the 1979 D-wide-AM error. In this particular variety, the AM, in America, on the reverse of the coin appears to be spaced farther apart than usual. This slight difference is due to a die error and makes the coin much rarer and more valuable than a standard 1979 penny. Coins with this error are particularly desirable to collectors and can fetch significantly higher prices than regular issues. In addition to minting errors, another factor that contributes to the value of the 1979 penny is its overall condition. As with all coins, the condition in which it is found plays a significant role in its value. Most pennies that were in circulation for decades have experienced significant wear, with the design details becoming less sharp and the surfaces showing signs of abrasion. However, finding a 1979 penny in excellent condition, especially one that hasn't been handled much, can drastically increase its worth. A coin that remains in uncirculated or near mint condition can command a premium in the collector market. Now, I know what you're thinking. How much can a 1979 penny really be worth? After all, it's just a 1-cent piece, right? Well, you might be surprised to learn that the 1979 penny can be worth a lot more than its face value, especially if it's in mint condition or has one of those rare minting errors. The value of a standard 1979 penny is usually just a few cents, but a coin with one of these special features can be worth far more. In fact, the most valuable 1979 pennies, those with minting errors, especially the wide AM variety, can be worth an incredible $55,000. That's right, $55,000 for a single penny. It's mind-blowing to think that a coin that was once worth just 1 cent could now be worth such a staggering amount. Of course, not every 1979 penny will be worth that much, but it just goes to show how rare and valuable certain coins can become over time. If you have a 1979 penny in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look. Check for any minting errors or signs that your coin could be a rare variant. Even if it's in good condition, it could still be worth more than you expect. So, if you've enjoyed learning about the 1979 penny and want to dive even deeper into the fascinating world of coin collecting, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Who knows, the next coin you find might just be worth a small fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.